So Kel, what's the first thing that pops into your mind when you hear the word collectibles?
I probably think of some antiques or artworks. What about you?
Well, I have to say, for the last few years, I've noticed that many more collectors started collecting fine wines and fine spirits. And believe it or not, some of these collectors' items have actually produced more returns than gold.
Actually, you're right. There are some people who are so in love with the distillery or a whiskey that they start collecting the bottles as well.
That's right. So not only the fluid inside, but the design and the material of the bottle are very important too. Talk about smart investment.
These factors govern the value of a whiskey bottle. These factors also allow investors to appreciate the whiskey differently. But to create a fine bottle of whiskey, well, that takes time.
A fine and rare whiskey is not only a true testament to the skill of each and every craftsman, but more so it pays homage to the commitment in creating beautiful whiskies through the tireless and obsessive sourcing, nurturing and maturing of a single malt.
So what are some of the essentials in the art of whiskey making?
The first thing is to start with only the best ingredients. It's really, really important that you have the finest oak casks to mature the whiskey in, that you have the best barley. And then of course it's about having the right type of distillery, a fantastic whiskey maker, great conditions for maturation. All of these things come together with years of experience to make the finest whiskey in the world.
So I understand that collecting whiskey has become a key interest amongst investors. So do you have any advice that you can give us in what to look for when we're investing in whiskey?
Yes, I think some of the key areas are to look at a brand that's very, very well known, that has a great reputation. The second thing is probably look for products that are quite scarce or limited. Then obviously something that's great quality. And finally, if you really want to have a great investment experience, buy something that you can always drink.
Those who are into fine glassware must have heard the name René Lalique, one of the greatest design geniuses of the 20th century. This French glass designer is a master artist and innovator.
Showcasing an unwavering commitment to produce refined glassware, his design house has specially created this whiskey bottle which celebrates this wonderfully rich, viscous, and aromatic spirit.
The decanter is a result of two kindred spirits, rooted in a shared passion for craftsmanship, detail, and mystery. Upon close examination, you'll notice the design is actually based on a drop of whiskey.
The overall design of the decanter was heavily influenced by the blown and pinched technique used by René Lalique for many of his famed perfume bottles. And as art appreciators, we can witness some Art Deco and Art Nouveau influences in the design, such as the curved lines and patterns on the surface of the bottle.
So I see that Art Nouveau and Art Deco were incorporated into the design of the bottles. So can you tell us why those styles were used?
I think it's very interesting because what we're trying to do is take style from what makes the brand important, the so-called pillars of the brand. But we've also worked with the best producer of crystal in the world, who've got fantastic experience, wonderful ideas, and a beautiful aesthetic. Those are the things that are really, really important to make this work. Art Nouveau was the finest period of this particular brand, so we partnered with them to make sure we use the greatest designs that they've had with the best whiskey we possibly could.
This evening, celebrating the art of fine living features fine spirits and their hand-blown decanters.
Attendees were encouraged to appreciate these bottles up close for the detail-oriented aesthetics.
The main focus of the evening? To give whiskey connoisseurs an enjoyable night out.